This one's gonna be good. What's up? I'm Jay LeBlanc, wedding photographer and photo video educator. Now before I get started, I'm gonna let you know that you can go ahead and watch this video or listen to it like you would a podcast, because I'm not going to show any examples in this video because I do not do any of these trends that I'm going to talk about. Also, I don't feel right displaying other photographers' work when I'm talking about some of these trends, whether it be positive or negative. I'm not going to show anyone else's work. So there's not going to be any visuals to look at during this video. So feel free to just listen to it and let's get started. And if you're interested in seeing examples of any of the trends that I am talking about in this video, if you're not sure what they are, a quick Google search should do the trick. And if you're not sure what to search, I'm going to name the chapters of this video what you can just type into Google and it'll pop right up with examples of everything that I'm talking about. I'm going to lay down some information here, and this is the exact same information that I like to tell my students. You can agree with it or disagree with it, and I'd love to hear your opinions in the comments. So go ahead, drop them below. I want to hear what you guys have to think about everything that I go through in this video. Now we're going to go through some of the current trends in photography. And when I say trend, I mean something that will die. It's not going to stick around forever. It may be popular right now, and there might be some photographers who try and hold on to it 20 years from now, but it most likely will not be nearly as popular as it is now, as it will be in a couple of years. What I see as being the biggest problem with these trends is some photographers, they're good at it. They're the true pioneers, they're the ones who kind of start it. They do a good job with these trends and they do it tastefully. And then you have people who try and copy it and they absolutely kill it. And when I say kill it, I do not mean it in a good way. I mean they murder it. They bury it. They burn down the forest that it was buried in. They take this style or this trend and they push it to the absolute max, to the point where people are sick of seeing it. And they don't do it that well. They think so-and-so is a very popular photographer and they're doing XYZ, and let me try it. Because if they're popular and they're getting a lot of clients off of this style, why can't I? It gets overplayed and people get sick of it. Just like a song on the radio. Do people even listen to the radio anymore? A radio station would play the same 20 songs all day long and people would just get sick of it. They didn't want to hear it anymore. And then it dies off. And if it was actually a really good song, it would stick around for a long time. Sure, there's a couple loyal fans that really want to continue listening to that same song on repeat for the rest of their lives, but the majority of people are over it. They want to move on to the next one. And the same goes for trends in photography. Now, before we jump into the first trend that I'm going to talk about, make sure you stick around to trend number 7, because that's the one that's confusing me the most and causing the most controversy in the photography community right now. Trend number 1, the over-the-top teal and orange. I'm not talking about teal and orange that's done tastefully. I'm talking about the teal and orange that people took to the absolute max, where the only color in their image would be teal, orange, and shades of gray. In fact, when done tastefully, it looks really good. But unfortunately, not everybody has taste. Well, maybe they have taste, but that might be the same people who also like pineapple on pizza. I'm gonna pin a comment below and like it if you're against pineapple on pizza. And the first person brave enough to admit that they like pineapple on pizza, use their comment and like it if you are one of those people who do fancy the tropical fruit on their Italian dinner. But the whole teal and orange thing definitely looks better in film. There's a reason why it's so popular in movies. But in photo, people pushed it way too far in some cases. And to be honest, I'm sure most of you have tried it at some point to some degree, and most of you probably said, no, that's not for me, or some of you are really embracing it and that's your entire Instagram feed. But it worked, and it continues to work, because teal and orange are complementary colors, and they create natural contrast in a scene. When you use it tastefully, it can really enhance an image and create a mood. But the problem is, photographers took it too far and almost killed it. The people who are using it in movies and films tastefully, good job. Keep doing what you're doing. The people who are making every picture they take teal and orange because it lacks zero visual interest, and the only thing that you can do to make the picture interesting is teal and orange, you're the problem. Trend number 2. I don't know if it's just me, but street photography, TikToks, Reels, Shorts, they bombard my feed. People take their camera, they put really low to the ground right next to a puddle, and they take a picture of a building. Why is this a trend? Now, street photography has always been a thing, but crappy street photography, I feel like really exploded with the introduction of short form vertical video, and it's making good street photographers' work get buried underneath the people who know how to play the algorithm. These videos, for some reason, just get watched on social media platforms. I could make a video explaining to you how to make $1,000 in the next 5 minutes, but it would probably get swiped past if I didn't have 5 transitions, some hype editing, or a half-naked girl in the first 5 seconds of the video. So I don't know about you, but I don't even watch these videos, but my feed is just bombarded with Sony cameras down in puddles taking pictures of buildings. And to top it all off, the pictures then usually get crazily overprocessed before they get posted somewhere on social media. Now, if it works for social media, awesome, but I don't know too many people buying that stuff. And if all you care about is likes, cool, go ahead, keep doing it. But I don't remember the last time I was able to pay for my groceries with likes. Trend number 3, orange everything. Listen, I thought the Jersey Shore ended in 2012. I don't get why some editing styles have turned into, let me just make everything a shade of orange. Now, some people can do it well, but some people, it just looks like they take the temperature slider and jack it all the way up. And in my eyes, this is just the modern day sepia toning. Don't get me started on that. Trend number 4, desaturated greens and yellows. For some reason, nobody likes grass or trees. This is another trend, especially popular in the wedding and portrait industry right now. And I can very easily admit, I think this looks good when done tastefully. The problem is, once again, people that are taking it way too far. It kind of reminds me of when Lightroom first introduced the clarity slider, and for some reason everybody just took it to 100. And I was like, yeah, that's it. That's all I needed to do. This looks great. Maybe if people learn to edit for clients and not so much for social media, we'd have something different. Or maybe everything I know is a lie because people are just posting these on social media, but what they actually deliver to their clients looks good. I don't know, man. I'm just commenting on what I see online right now. Trend number 5, poor use of AI. Listen, AI is cool. Everybody's doing it. But I think we're going to get to a point where people are so sick of AI, they long for that human connection again. And I think we're almost getting there. Just look at the advertising industry right now. It's all about buying from people who you know and trust because so much of what we see online is fake. This is why content marketing in UGC right now is becoming so popular, but that's for another video. Trend number 6, super pale skin tones. This one really leaves me scratching my head because do people not want to see anything on their faces other than their eyes, nostrils, and mouth? These people's faces look like they're plastic Barbie dolls. They have no pores, no detail, no curvature to the face, no depth, no contrast. Why do people like this look? Do they really hate the way their face looks that much? I mean, from the consumer side, I get it. Your pores, gone. Your wrinkles, gone. Your bags under your eyes, gone. You look great for a ghost. Photographers are having to go to some pretty far extremes to deliver that by removing every feature on this person's face other than their eyes, nose, and mouth. I don't think it's the right thing to do. I'm not personally going to ever jump into this trend, but that's just me. Now, number 7. This is the one that I warned you about. Blurry subjects. Why is this one so popular? I see like if the background is in focus and the subject is out of focus and that background is something interesting, okay, I can see this being practical. But do people really hate themselves so much that they go to their photographer and say to them, excuse me, pro photographer, I want to pay you large amounts of money, but I do not want anybody to know that it is me. I can understand this being visually appealing from an artistic standpoint, maybe 1 in 100 picture gallery, or 5 in an entire wedding gallery, but a whole gallery? Maybe I'm just an old millennial, but I don't understand why somebody would want an entire photo shoot hanging on their wall in their home where every picture is out of focus. The problem is a lot of photographers aren't taking these pictures from an artistic standpoint. They're not doing a shutter drag and incorporating motion. They're just essentially throwing the entire image out of focus and calling it art. Or they are having some sort of camera shake so that everything is blurry and saying, oh, this is the trend that I'm doing. It's not done correctly if you're chasing the trend. And if you're trying to do something else, it's just a bad picture. So my suggestion, don't chase trends, because one day it could be cool and the next day when it's not cool, You have to completely revamp your business. You have to rebrand yourself and recreate yourself as somebody who is on the next trend. If you're always chasing trends, people aren't going to know what they get when they hire you. And it's okay if you only want to do this photography thing for a year or two. And it's okay if you're doing this because you're chasing likes on social media. But people are going to forget about you tomorrow. And if you're trying to do this as a career, long term, it's a risky business move. Can this be done to make a business? Yes. But are there 99 better ways to create a long, sustainable business? Yes. Look at TikTok, Reels, Shorts. Any of the challenges, trends, edits, whatever you want to call it. It's cool this week, but as soon as another one comes out next week, everybody forgets about the old one. And if you're not one of those people to jump on the trend as soon as it's popular, you're probably late to the game. And if you're still trying to figure out how to do the old trend, you're going to be left behind. Trends are okay on social media. But as a working professional, you should be consistent with your work so people know what they are getting when they hire you. Is it okay to throw one of these trendy shots in there every once in a while? Yeah, sure. But should your entire gallery be a trend? Probably not. What did I forget? Are there any trends I left out of this video? Did I offend you? Then you're probably somebody doing one of these trends. But whatever, go ahead, fight it out in the comments. I'm out of here. Peace.